Sup y'all, it's Robo, and today I'm going to be explaining, basically it's a follow-up to my other Miss Me's solver, and after some further testing I have been able to develop a method where you can solve the entire maze in no looks if you go left or right. So if you go up here, that's the right. If you go down here, then you don't have to check any rooms, 0 rooms checked. And if you go straight, then you only have to check the first room. I am still doing some testing on the center room. There might be some more hacks, but I found it more efficient just to solve that room as of the moment. So I'll go through what you do. There are 12 routes, in case you don't know. There's 5 down to the left, there's 3 straight here, and there's 4 that go up here. So 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12. So what I'll do is I'll talk about the middle route first. This is the only room that you have to solve using the Robo Miss Brainweek aura. So basically what happens is at the start, and I'll put this in white, you'll be starting over here and in front of these mobs, and you'll watch mistcaller fly through this door over here. Once that happens, you do have to check the next room. You can put a marker on mistcaller and she flies through another door, but that door can be incorrect. Many times I've seen her fly to the left, and she's actually gone to the right, which is the green path. So what I'll do is basically what you do is once you solve, as you can see from these routes, once she crosses through any of these doors, the paths are unique and the rooms are solved. So I'm just going to go ahead and show how I remember the mazes, but these are something you can memorize, or you can use the Chinaman weak aura. So if she goes left, I call this the hard left route, and because it's hard left, you get this bonus extra pack. Now, the similar route, which passes through this bottom left room, the similar route is when she goes soft left. So if she goes soft left, which is this door here, this pack over here is actually a 4-pack, not a night boss. And this is a very similar route. You hang around this bottom edge here, and then you go straight to the boss. And then finally, the last route where you'll be checking is if she goes to the right over here. If the door over here is to the right, you just follow along all the 5-pack rooms down here, and then at the end you do a flip up here. So that's the middle routes. And now I'll talk about the left route. So there are 5 routes on the left, and I've split them up into 2 where she goes left and straight, and then 3 where she goes left and right. So I'll show you what to do. So basically you start the maze over here. Typically you pull the 3-pack or you pull the 2-pack. If you notice she flies to the left, what you do is you tank the mobs and stand over here on this X, and then watch her, and then she'll either turn this way or she'll just go straight this way. So if she goes left and straight, which I'll designate with this white arrow, then there's only 2 routes. She can either go here and the maze is solved uniquely, or she'll go down here. So what you do, and I'll talk about this is the left straight route, is in this room over here, there is a Night Blossom. It can either be a 4-pack or a Night Blossom. So what you need to do is make a macro that's /target misfail Night Blossom 1. Target misfail Night Blossom, and then put a marker on it. So what I do is, this is mine. So there's a matriarch and a mist blossom that's relevant. So /target misfail Night Blossom /run set raid target 1, and then I also have a party announcer just to make sure when I push the macro, it's showing what I'm doing. So basically, if you're standing around, or if you're basically attacking this pack and you stand in this corner, you should be able to hit the macro. And you know that you've already marked this room, so you know you're going here. So you stand about here while you're fighting the pack, and you just hit the macro. and it'll mark this mob, or it won't mark this mob. If it does mark this mob, then you're going through this route. If it doesn't mark the route, then you're going around here. Optionally, over here, you can pull this pack. It will be a 4-pack. You can pull it through the room, and it goes down here if you want to set up kicks. So you can fight the Gorge Gullet and these 4-pack at the same time. So that's so far these 2 routes. You haven't checked anything. The only thing is you've hit a macro to see if there's Night Blossom, see if it marks it. Now we'll talk about and here just for a second, I call that my left straight route. So here it is, just marked. That's the full route, as you can see. Now we'll talk about the left. This looks like a lot is happening over here, but it's really not. So this is when she goes, she takes a left turn, and then she turns a right into this room over here, which has a tender, a stalker, and a defender. 2 defenders. This route, how you differentiate these 3 routes is very similar. So I'm going to again show you what I do. So again, you're standing over here. She goes down here. You see which way she turns. She turns this way. What you do then is, as you're running through this door over here, there's a simple method and then the more guaranteed method. I'll show you the more guaranteed method. If you stand around here, actually I'll explain what I do. When I'm up here fighting this mob, I hit the matriarch macro, and usually it marks this one. Usually you can see something getting marked over here, and I'll mark this room. This is an important room over here. And then when I finish this mob, as I'm running through this door, I stand around X and I hit it again. If the matriarch mob swaps to this, then you're done. You know which route it is. If it keeps spamming the top matriarch, you just rotate your camera so you're basically looking at this field of vision. If it flips to a point down here, then you know there's a matriarch in this room over here, the bottom room, also the room. So if there is a matriarch there, then this is your route. You're done. Okay. If not, then it's one of the other 2 routes. So the next thing you can do is, again, when you're over here, you look for a Night Blossom by hitting a Night Blossom macro. If there's a Night Blossom here instead of a 4-pack, then again, you're done. This is the route. Okay, and finally, if it's neither of those 2, then it's this green route down here where you wrap around. So again, you're checking for a matriarch in this red room here. And these are special rooms, by the way. This pack over here can be a matriarch or a 4-pack. This red box, this blue box can be a 4-pack or a Night Blossom. And this actual green pack down here, this will always be a Gorge Gullet if you're running through it. But it's a bit janky. When I've never had to check for it using my method. I have tried making a macro to make it work, but I'm not sure if it actually spawns until you get closer to it. But anyway, you know what route you're on before you get to this door. And again, I'll just show you my left 2 route. Should be the same, just making sure I didn't make any errors. Yeah, I've memorized these routes. That's why, you know. So again, these are the 3 other left routes if you go through this door over here. Okay, and now we'll talk about right routes. So there are 4 routes to the right, and this is pretty much what made me think about this entire project. So there is actually a pure 0-look route. We don't use any hacking at all. So if she goes right up here and she goes through this door here, this maze is completely solved. You can also do a double pull over here. You're just going around the outside edge. Okay, and you know how to hit any macros whatsoever. As you're fighting these mobs down here, you'll see it all happening. Then there's 3 more routes that go through this this room over here, which I'm going to mark in blue. So the other 3 routes can either go this way, through here, or this way through here. But I'll explain what I do to check these. So I'm just gonna get another new one. Just delete everything here. So again, how are you differentiating between these routes? As we know from taking the left route, this room in red here can be a matriarch or fallback, and this room over here can be a night blossom or fallback. So immediately when I'm finding, what I'm doing is when I'm finding this pack over here, I'm standing here. The first thing I check is matriarch. So if there's a matriarch, it'll usually mark this one because it's closer. But as you move towards here, if it marks the matriarch in red, then you're done. This is a guaranteed route. This is the red route matriarch. When you're near X as well, the blue X, you can also hit the Night Blossom macro. This is like before you go through the very first door. So you actually know all this information before you go through the first door. This is a little bit slightly off because you technically pulled this back because it's in the doorway. Anyway, so when you're standing at blue X, if you see a Night Blossom down here, then it is this blue route over here. And I'll just make a couple of notes. So if it's the Night Blossom, then this red pack over here in the square is a 4-pack. You can only have a matriarch at red or a Night Blossom at blue. It can't be both. It can't be both of the mini boss mobs. Okay. And finally, if it's neither the red route or the blue route, then you know through deduction that it's the last route, which goes up here, and then wraps around to this double 5-pack room, and then you're done. Okay, and I'll just flip that to that again, the pre-prepared one, to make sure I haven't made any mistakes. Yeah, it looks the same to me. So that's it. So 75% of I have actually been doing some statistics collecting now, but there are, assuming that they're evenly distributed in these 12 routes, the 5 to the left, no check. The 4 to the right, no check. And the 3 that goes straight is 1 look. So if they're evenly distributed, then 3 out of the 12 of the time you do 1 look. So on average, you're checking 0.25 rooms. I can't write here. 0.25 rooms per May solve. And having that knowledge of what's coming up can help you save CDs, especially if you know you're going to pull double packs. So I'll show you some of the easy double packs you can pull. Okay. So when you're taking this, when you're going left and straight and you're taking the outer edge, you can pull this double pack here through the wall, potentially save CDs for it. If you're, and this is without any hunter pet shenanigans. When you're going to the right, the natural route, which goes to the outer edge, that's a double pack. And then there's a mid pack, I believe. Sorry, not mid pack. It's the. Oh, we left two. Oh, sorry, no, it's another right round. It's this one. This red line over here is also a double pack. So if you're going to the right or the left, you can pull a double. If you're going straight, there's slightly less options. Whenever you pass through this room over here, it will be an acid gullet. If you stand at X, you can pull this acid gullet through the wall and he runs through and you can fight him. Usually I don't recommend this though for some routes, and I'll explain the routes where I don't recommend it. So this red route over here, you can actually pull it and fight it with this pack over here. I think it's slightly better than fighting with the acid gullet. You just pull it first, and you open the door, then you pull it, and then as it's waddling through, you can fight it. And then one of the mid routes. The mid route, the blue path actually already has 65% count. If you do the standard route, you probably don't want to go to 70% count because you're already clearing everything in a straight line. if you take the red route, which is the slightly shorter one, then I do recommend pulling it. So that's it for now. It's been a 15-minute video. I hope you enjoy this. I'll also be linking this to the RoboMist Brain Week aura, and then you'll be able to solve the maze a lot quicker once you understand how this all works. And if you do want to automate some parts of this, the Chinese week aura already exists, and what that does is it checks mobs, like how many mobs you've actually killed as you've entered the maze, and then once it gets far enough, it'll solve it for you. What this little bit of brain work does is it eliminates the first step for most of your routes, and then if you don't want to memorize the rest of the routes, you can use the Chinese week aura. So I think this video, especially if you learn it early in the expansion, which I did a lot of work last tier, it's going to carry you through for the next probably 1.5 years before the next expansion comes through. So just a quick video. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do like this content, please feel free to share it and subscribe, I guess. Thank you very much.